Hey, we all know how we're gonna die, baby. We're gonna crash and burn.
This week's first ascent, Tales from the Crypt, with the Jack Davis cover, issue number 1, reprint. This week I have a couple back issues. I also have a rapid fire where I show 19 amazing Spider-Man comics in less than 2.5 minutes. But before we get to that, let's get to our 2 from the tomb. This week's tomb, we're sticking with the Halloween theme. We got another one next week, but I figured we'd do some Afterlife with Archie. This is issue number 6 with Sabrina on the cover. A Francaveli cover. He did all of the interiors, but I like this cover a lot because it got the monsters. I figured if we're gonna show one Afterlife with Archie, we're gonna show 2. So this is issue number 5 with the orange and black Francaveli cover. We're gonna take a look inside this one. Roberto Sacasa was involved heavily with that television show. But if you've never seen the inside of the, of course, Francaveli, Francesco Francaveli, did all the artwork inside. It was a series I really enjoyed reading. If you can find a trade paperback, it's probably the best route to go. You can probably find it pretty cheap, actually. But it was such a good story. I liked how all the orange is highlighted also. But for an Archie comic, I really enjoyed it. There were always some like sick parts. This is one of the tamer issues, but I just really like this cover. So I figured I'd show that. It's a nice Halloween one. Yeah, but just the imagery, man, it's just really the orange, dark purples and blues, just really cool. And he always had like, or some of them had some reprints from the classic stories here. I forget what this one's from here. Let's see. Usually it was Chilling Adventures and Sorcery reprints. Got a lot of Grey Morrow comics. But yeah, if you get a chance to definitely pick up Afterlife with Archie, and especially in trade, I mean, can't beat it. I've seen them a couple times, like for under $10. So if you got like a half price books, right now might be not the ideal time to buy it because it's Halloween time. Definitely check it out. So next up, we're gonna show some back issues here. I think it's about 3 back issues, and the rest I got like 19 amazing Spider-Mans. I'm going to do rapid fire. Alright, let's check it out. I know I said on this channel before that I'm going to try to stop buying comics for the covers, but I had to pick this one up. It's from Dynamite Comics, and it's an issue number 1. It's Panther with the Texera cover. Sometimes you just gotta just go with the cover by. Some of these Dynamite books, it's hit or miss for me. I like the Priest Vampirella. I thought that was a decent run. Again, this is probably just a cover buy for me. It's not something I'm really gonna go out of my way to try to collect everything. Next up, we got some Evil Ernie, the movie monsters. Usually I don't mess around with Lady Death or Evil Ernie unless Stephen Hughes is doing the art, and unfortunately he passed away in 2000. I just can't get into any of the characters without him doing the art. Nothing against the writing or anything like that, it just doesn't appeal to me. So I've been trying to go back and get some of the get all the issues from that era. But this Evil Ernie one, I had to pick it up just because the art's really good in it, but there's like a lot of movie monsters in here, given by the title. Yeah, you can see the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula. So I figured this would be a good Halloween book. If I didn't already, maybe next year will be on the Two from the Tomb. But yeah, I thought this is the page I flipped open to when I first pulled it out of the dollar bin. Only paid $1 for it, so again, not Stephen Hughes art, but I think it's pretty cool still. I ended up picking this up for $5. It's a Madman Comics from Dark Horse Comics. It's issue number 1. I don't think I've ever read a Madman comic, so I figured I'd give it a try. I believe Mr. Rigamortis, I'll leave a link down below to his channel, was showing this book, or he has a whole run of them, I believe. And the reason why I remember this one is because I think he showed the Frank Miller cover on the back. But I've always wanted to give it a try because I believe this is going to be the first Madman book, unless I read something in like a trade or some sort of deal like that. But yeah, it's the story and art are by Mike Allred, and Laura Allred does the coloring. But I figure if you're gonna start somewhere with a character, you might as well start at issue number 1. Sorry about the shaky camera. Gotta put this up against the wall or something. But it just seems like odd in a good way. Like, you know, something I would like enjoy reading. So it's cool. I'm going in with a fresh start on this book. Even though I said like last week, I'm trying not to buy any new series. Yeah, Lord help me, I won't change, man. But yeah, excellent pickup for $5, I'd say. I think they originally had $10 on it. It was like 50% off. Next up, I'm trying to piece this little run together. I believe starting with issue 35 to I think it's 41, 42. It's Marvel's Greatest Comics. This is a reprint of issue number 50. So this is starring the Fantastic Four, Marvel's Greatest Comics, issue number 37. Ended up picking this up for like $3. Pretty decent condition too, for a book that's from like the early 70s. I was happy to find this one. It's Marvel's Greatest Comics, issue number 38. So I got 37, 38, 39. I still need 35 and 36, and I need 40 and 41. I'm trying to get this era of the Fantastic Four, because I really enjoy reading. I really love this story. I read it a couple years ago, but I didn't read it in this format. I read it in like I believe it was in the Grand Design book, one of those, but it was all the different colors and stuff like that. I wanted the original, so figured I'd buy this. We can flip it open. So this is, those that don't know, I believe it's Fantastic Four issue 51. It's a reprint of, and it's the title of the book is This Man, This Monster. Like I said, I've read it in different formats, but I never read it with the newsprint paper, which I think is the only way to read these kind of books. That's why I collect a lot of the Marvel Tales. You know, I'm collecting parts of this here, this run, this Fantastic Four run. But a quick, rundown. The thing's basically, feeling sorry for himself. He runs into this guy. The guy offers him some drinks. This isn't turning out well, you know. You know where this is going. But anyways, he ends up switching bodies with the thing. There's Ben Grimm right there. The whole story is really well written. I'm flipping through here. You're not seeing a whole lot of action. There's not like they're not fighting aliens or anything like that. There's just a lot of talk. The dialogue in this book is probably some of the best that Stan Lee probably ever wrote, in my opinion. And just the way Jack Kirby is setting up the art in this book is just like, it's really fantastic. No pun intended, of course. But I really enjoyed reading this and just reading it in this format. And those that don't know what I'm talking about, I have True Believers here, and that's the way a lot of the reprints are like. It just seems like I can't tell you what it is. It seems like when it's in this format, it's like flat almost to me. It just seems flat. Like this is the newsprint that shows it in depth. Like it's so I obviously enjoy reading it in newsprint. The only time it comes into effect where this might be a better version than newsprint is some of the, after a while, a lot of the lettering starts to like smudge and just fades away through time. On here, it's you can read everything pretty much clearly. For $1 you can't beat it. But I just taken it to go into like a strip club. Nice to look at. But there ain't nothing like the real thing, man. Got the fake plastic over here. You got the El Natural over there. I'm definitely gonna be trying to find the original of this, even if I can find it like in a good condition. I just like to have the cover of that comic, not just the cover, but the actual the comic itself. But you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, for me, this is probably one of the greatest Stan Lee written books that I've ever read. So, all right, and lastly we have our rapid fire Amazing Spider-Man haul. So check it out, man. All right, so I picked these up at a 35% off sale. Total came out to $36 for all 19 of these Amazing Spider-Man books. We're going to do these in rapid fashion. We're going to start off with Amazing Spider-Man issue number 161. First cameo of Jigsaw. Amazing Spider-Man issue 202, Punisher appearance. Issue 214, side by side with the Submariner against the Frightful Four. Issue 215, the second part of that storyline. Issue 216, the return of Madam Web. Issue 218, looks like a monster book. In Manhattan stalks a monster. Issue 221, The Rage of Ramrod. Issue 223, Super Apes. You know how I feel about apes on comics. Issue 231, another John Romita Jr. cover. Issue 233, a tarantula appearance. Issue 234, first Will o' the Wisp. Issue 235, the origin of Will o' the Wisp and the deadly new tarantula. Issue 240, Wings of Vengeance. That's metal. A vulture appearance. Issue 242, some robot goodness. Issue 278, Justice is Served. Love that cover. Issue 279, first Silver Sable cover. Issue 283, a Bob Layton cover. Spider-Man's legs extra long. Issue 342, Eric Larson cover with Black Cat and Scorpion. issue 343, first cameo appearance of Cardiac. Or is it just the first appearance? But that was my Amazing Spider-Man haul. I usually only buy these because my son likes Spider-Man. I've had a little bit of a collection of Spider-Man, but it's not something I really go out to collect. And I'm not fooling anybody, you know, that my son would want to collect any of this stuff. But it's just cool because he likes that character, so that's the reason why I buy a lot of this stuff, the Amazing Spider-Man stuff, cheap. If he wants it when he's older, he can have it. But yeah, I won't be surprised, you know, if I'm not even in the ground 30 seconds and all this stuff goes to half-price books. So that's why I'm thinking about having a Viking-esque funeral. Yeah, just line up all my long boxes, put the old, throw me up on top of it and just light it ablaze. That's the way I'm gonna go out, I think, on 80 long boxes, just like fire. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. I think I got about 3 to 4, maybe 5 more videos left till I go on a winter break. But don't worry, I got more videos lined up for that time off or time away. But I'll still be watching videos and stuff. It just gives me a chance to build up more haul videos. So, alright guys, make sure you check out the links down below. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.